The Adil Shahi or Adilshahi was a Shia Muslim dynasty, founded by Yusuf Adil Shah, that ruled the Sultanate of Bijapur, centered on present-day Bijapur district, Karnataka in India, in the western area of the Deccan region of southern India from 1489 to 1686. Bijapur had been a province of the Bahmani Sultanate, 1347 to 1518, before its political decline in the last quarter of the 15th century and eventual breakup in 1518. The Bijapur Sultanate was absorbed into the Mughal Empire on 12 September 1686, after its conquest by the Emperor Aurangzeb, the founder of the dynasty. Yusuf Adil Shah, 1490 to 1510, was appointed Bahmani governor of the province, before creating a de facto independent Bijapur state. Yusuf and his son, Ismail, generally used the title Adil Khan, Khan, meaning chief in Mongolian and adopted in Persian, conferred a lower status than Shah, indicating royal rank, only with the rule of Yusuf's grandson, Ibrahim Adil Shah I, 1534 to 1558. Did the title of Adil Shah come into common use. The Bijapur Sultanate's borders changed considerably throughout its history. Its northern boundary remained relatively stable, straddling contemporary southern Maharashtra and northern Karnataka. The Sultanate expanded southward, first with the conquest of the Rachel Doab following the defeat of the Vijayanagara Empire at the Battle of Talikota in 1565. Later campaigns, notably during the reign of Muhammad Adil Shah, 1627 to 1657, extended Bijapur's formal borders and nominal authority as far south as Bangalore. Bijapur was bounded on the west by the Portuguese state of Goa and on the east by the Sultanate of Golconda, ruled by the Qutub Shahi dynasty. The former Bahmani provincial capital of Bijapur remained the capital of the Sultanate throughout its existence. After modest earlier developments, Ibrahim Adil Shah I, 1534 to 1558, and Ali Adil Shah I, 1558 to 1579, remodeled Bijapur, providing the citadel and city walls, congregational mosque, core royal palaces and major water supply infrastructure. Their successors, Ibrahim Adil Shah II, 1580 to 1627, Adil Shah, 1627 to 1657, and Ali Adil Shah II, 1657 to 1672, further adorned Bijapur with palaces, mosques, mausoleum and other structures, considered to be some of the finest examples of Deccan Sultanate and Indo-Islamic architecture. Bijapur was caught up in the instability and conflict resulting from the collapse of the Bahmani Empire. Constant warring, both with the Vijayanagara Empire and the other Deccan Sultanates, curtailed the development of state before the Deccan Sultanates allied to achieve victory over Vijayanagara at Talikota in 1565. Bijapur eventually conquered the neighbouring Sultanate of Bidar in 1619. The Portuguese Empire exerted pressure on the major Adilshahi port of Goa, until it was conquered during the reign of Ibrahim II. The Sultanate was thereafter relatively stable, although it was damaged by the revolt of Shivaji, whose father was Maratha commander in the service of Adil Shah. Shivaji founded an independent Maratha kingdom which went on to become the Maratha Empire, one of the largest empires in India. Just before the British conquered India, the greatest threat to Bijapur's security was, from the late 16th century, the expansion of the Mughal Empire into the Deccan. Although it may be the case that the Mughals destroyed the Adilshahi, it was Shivaji's revolt which weakened the Adilshahi control. Various agreements and treaties imposed Mughal suzerainty on the Adil Shahs by stages. until Bijapur's formal recognition of Mughal authority in 1636. The demands of their Mughal overlords sapped the Adil Shahs of their wealth until the Mughal conquest of Bijapur in 1686. Historical overview. The founder of the dynasty, Yusuf Adil Shah, may have been a Georgian slave who was purchased by Mahmud Gowon from Iran. Yet, Salma Ahmed Faruqi states, Yusuf was a son of the Ottoman Sultan Murad II. According to the historian Mir Rafi-ud-Din Ibrahim I Shirazi, or Rafi, Yusuf's full name was Sultan Yusuf Adil Shah Savara Sawari, from the ancient town of Sava, southwest of modern Tehran, the son of Mahmud Beg of Sawar in Iran. Rafi, 36-38. V. Dever 67. FN 2. Rafi's history of the Adilshahi dynasty was written at the request of Ibrahim Adil Shah II, and was completed and presented to the patron in R1017. The Indian scholar T.N. Dever mentioned that while Rafi's account of the Bahmani dynasty is filled with anachronisms, his account of the Adilshahi is fairly accurate, exhaustive, and possesses such rich and valuable information about Ali I and Ibrahim II. 312. Rafi-ud-Din later became the governor of Bijapur for about 15 years. Dever 316. Yusuf's bravery and personality raised him rapidly in Sultan's favor, resulting in his appointment as the governor of Bijapur. He built the citadel Killa and the Farooq Mahal. Yusuf was a man of culture. He invited poets and artisans from Persia, Turkey and Rome to his court. He's well known as a ruler who took advantage of the decline of the Bahmani power to establish himself as an independent sultan at Bijapur in 1498. He did this with a military support which has been given to him by a Bijapuri general Khalidus Madhu Sadwani, brilliant commander and good diplomat, who made quick career by supporting Yusuf Adil Shah and then his son, Ismail Adil Shah. He married Punji, the sister of a Maratha warrior. When Yusuf died in 1510, his son Ismail was still a boy. Punji in male attire valiantly defended him from a coup to grab the throne. Ismail Adil Shah thus became the ruler of Bijapur and succeeded his father's ambition. Ibrahim Adil Shah I, who succeeded his father Ismail, fortified the city and built the old Jamia Masjid. Ali Adil Shah I, who next ascended the throne, aligned his forces with other Muslim kings of Golconda, Ahmednagar and Bidar, and together, they brought down the Vijayanagara Empire. With the loot gained, he launched ambitious projects. He built the Gagan Mahal, the Ibrahim Rauza, his own tomb, Chand Bawdi, a large well, and the Jami Masjid. Ali I had no son, so his nephew Ibrahim II was set on the throne. Ali I's queen Chand Bibi had to aid him until he came of age. Ibrahim II was noted for his valor, intelligence and leanings towards the Hindu music and philosophy. Under his patronage the Bijapur school of painting reached its zenith. Muhammad Adil Shah succeeded his father Ibrahim II. He is renowned for Bijapur's grandest structure, the Gol Gumbaz, which has the biggest dome in the world with whispering gallery roundabout slightest sound is reproduced 7 times. He also set up the historical Malaki Maidan, the massive gun. Ali Adil Shah II inherited a troubled kingdom. He had to face the onslaught of the Maratha leader Shivaji on one side and Mughal Emperor Aurangzeb on another. His mausoleum, Bara Kaman, planned to dwarf all others, was left unfinished due to his death. Sikandar Adil Shah, the last Adil Shahi Sultan, ruled next for 14 stormy years. Finally on the 12th of September 1686, the Mughal armies under Aurangzeb overpowered the city of Bijapur. Sufis of Bijapur, Arrival of Sufis in Bijapur region was started during the reign of Qutbuddin Aibak. During this period, Deccan was under the control of native Hindu rulers and Palagas. Sheikh Haji Rumi was the first to arrive in Bijapur with his companions, although his other comrades like Sheikh Salahuddin, Sheikh Saiful Mulk and Syed Haji Makki were settled in Pune, Hydra and Tikota respectively. According to Tazkir-e-Awliya Deccan i.e. Biographies of the Saints of the Deccan, compiled by Abdul Jabbar Mulkapuri in 1912, 1913. After this period, arrival of Sufis in Bijapur and suburbs was started. Ainuddin Gajal Ilm Dehelvi narrates that Ibrahim Sangan was one of the early Sufis of Bijapur parish. Sufis of Bijapur can be divided into three categories according to period of their arrival, viz. Sufis before Bahmani and/or Adil Shahi dynasty, Sufis during Adil Shahi dynasty, and Sufis after the fall of Adil Shahi dynasty. And further, it can be classified as Sufis as warriors, Sufis as social reformers, Sufis as scholars, poets and writers. Ibrahim Zaberi writes in his book Ruzachal Aulia Bijapur, compiled during 1895, which describes that more than 30 tombs or dargahs are there in Bijapur with more than 300 khanqahs, i.e. Islamic missionary schools with notable number of disciples of different lineage like Hassani Sadat, Hussaini Sadat, Razavi Sadat, Kazmi Sadat, Sheikh Siddiqis, Faruqis, Usmanis, Alvis, Abbasis and other and spiritual chains like Qadari, Chishti, Suhawadi, Naqshbandi, Shuttari, Haidari etc. Notable Sufis of Bijapur: Haji Rumi, Pir Mabari Kandayat, Ibrahim Sangan, Hafiz Hussaini, Hamza Hussaini, Ainuddin Ganjul Ulum, Zid and Ghaznavi, Shah Sibghatullah Shuttari, buried in Medina, Sheikh Hamid Qadari, Sheikh Lutfullah Qadari, Hashim Pir Dastagir, Murtuza Qadari Haidari, Sheikh Muntaji Buddin Dulaki Siddiqui, Khwaja Shamsul Lushak, Khwaja Burhanuddin Janam, Khwaja Aminuddin Aala, Sayyid Kashim Qadari, Syed Muhammad Bukhari Pir Jalal Bukhari, Sayyid Mustafa Qadari, Sayyid Shah Muhammad Hussaini Qadari Bashaban, Sayyid Abul Hassan Qadari, Sayyid Nourullah Nabira Qadari, Sayyid Abdul Latif Nabira Qadari, Sayyid Shah Nabira Qadari, Sayyid Abdurazak Qadari, Sayyid Habibullah Sibghatullahi, Haji Makki popularly known as Haji Mastan of Tikota, Abdur Rahman Chishti, Abdur Rahman Shuttari, Syed Muhammad Murad Qadri, Kareem Muhammad Hussaini, Syed Jafar Sakaf Qadri Maqbul Sadat, Syed Shah Muhammad Hussaini al-Qadari Tazim Tark, Sayyid Orkaposh, Sayyid Abdul Ghaffar Shahid, Sheikh Nasrullah Wali, Sheikh Na'imuddin Qadri, Sheikh Muhammad Qadari Pir Badarbad Majzoub, Chingi Diwan, Syed Laal Shabazz Bukhari, Ankus Khan Wali. Bijapur, the great metropolis of the medieval Deccan, in the second half of 16th century and 17th century under the aegis of Adil Shahis. The capital city of Bijapur occupied a prominent place among the celebrated cities of India. It was a great center of culture, trade and commerce, education and learning etc. It was known for its own culture called Bijapur culture. During Bijapur's heyday of glory there was a conflux of different communities and the people. Sometimes in many respects it surpassed the great cities of Delhi and Agra of Mughal India. Before Yusuf Adil Shah, the founder of the Adil Shahis, could make Bijapur as capital of his newly carved kingdom, the town occupied a considerable importance. The Khiljis made Bijapur their governor seat, and after some time Khwaja Mahmud Gowin, the Bahmani premier, constituted Bijapur region into a separate province. He owned property in Bijapur called Kala Bagh. He constructed a mausoleum of Anuddin Ganjul Ulim. The architecture of the mausoleums of Ziauddin Ghaznavi, Hafiz Hussaini and Hamza Hussaini, etc., suggests that these edifices belong to the Bahmani period. Thus Bijapur was a fairly large town under the early sultans of Adil Shahi dynasty. The capital progressed slowly. However, its star was in ascendancy since the accession of Sultan Ali Adil Shah I in 1558. His victory in the Battle of Talikota in 1565 and further campaigns in the Krishna Tungabhadra regions brought enormous wealth. Hence he began to spend lavishly on its decoration. Under him every year saw some new building. A palace, a mosque, a bastion, or a minaret peeping up its proud head triumphantly. His successor Ibrahim Adil Shah II added, so to say, a pearl necklace, Ibrahim Ruza, to enhance the beauty of Bijapur, and Muhammad Adil Shah crowned it with a priceless gem called Gol Gumbaz. Thus the Adil Shahi monarchs poured their heart and soul in the capital city. The period between accessions of Ali Adil Shah I 1558 to the death of Muhammad Adil Shah 1656 can be called the golden age of the Adilshahis, as the kingdom flourished in all walks of life. Palmyra of the Deccan. It was due to the secular nature and liberal patronage of the sultans from the different parts of world. Many scholars, poets, painters, dancers, calligraphers, musicians, Sufi saints and other men of arts flocked into Bijapur. Hence 17th century called Bijapur as the Palmyra of the Deccan. Population and suburbs. During the reign of Ibrahim Adil Shah II, the population of Bijapur is stated to have reached 984,000, and had incredible total of 1,600 mosques. Under Muhammad Adil Shah, population further increased. Historian J. D. B. Gribble writes, water system. The Adil Shahi sultans made an elaborate arrangement of pure and wholesome water for the people of Bijapur and its suburbs. At Torvi, a masonry dam was constructed. We find another dam in its far eastern side. These two dams fed the reservoirs of Torvi and Afzalpur. Through these works water was supplied to the suburbs of Shahpur and the capital. Historian C. Schweitzer is of the opinion that the Torvi aqueduct is in itself a very credible engineering achievement of Adil Shahis. To augment the existing water supply in the city, Muhammad Adil Shah constructed Jahan Begum Lake, Begum Talab, in the south of Bijapur. This lake fed the southern and eastern sides of the city. Thus water reached every corner of the capital. In addition, to supplement the water needs of the people in and around, the sultans and nobles constructed big and small wells. Captain Sykes, who visited Bijapur in 1819, reports there were 700 wells, budis, with steps in 300 wells. Kuans are small wells, without steps within the walls of Bijapur. Moreover, we find the remains of tanks and lakes named Rangrez Talab, Quasam Talab, Fatehpur Talab and Alipur Talab in the vicinity of Bijapur. Begum Talab, which is 234.22 acre, 0.9479 square kilometers. Tank was constructed in 1651 by Muhammad Adil Shah in memory of Jahan Begum. This tank was used for ensuring drinking water supply to the city. To the right side of lake there is an underground room from where water was supplied to city in earthen pipes. The pipes, laid to depth of 15 feet, 4.6 meters, to 50 feet, 15 meters, were joined and cased in masonry. Many towers of height 25 feet, 7.6 meters to 40 feet, 12 meters, called as gunge, were built to release pressure of water and prevent pipes from bursting all along. These towers allowed dirt in pipe to remain at the bottom and clear water to flow. Bazaars and peats. Bijapur, being the capital and big business center, attracted merchants and travelers in large number from the Deccan and many parts of India and foreign lands. Abdal, a court poet, in his Ibrahim Nama writes, the following marketplaces were established respectively by the Adil Shahi sultans in and around Bijapur: Yusuf Adil Shah, Markovi Bazaar, Thana Bazaar, Natana Bazaar, Daular Bazaar, Dahan Khan Bazaar, Markhur Bazaar, Murad Khan Bazaar, Pala Bazaar, Mubarak Bazaar and Sharpith, Arold Bazaar, Ismail Adil Shah, Kamal Khan Bazaar, Naka Bazaar and Bekudavand Bazaar, Ibrahim Adil Shah I, Jagat Bazaar, Roa Bazaar, Shah Khana Bazaar, Rangin Masjid Bazaar, Fatah Zaman Bazaar, Karanzar Bazaar, Sara Bazaar, and Shikakan Bazaar. Ali Adil Shah I, Juma Masjid Bazaar, Sikandar Bazaar, Fahad Khan Bazaar, Dilir Khan Bazaar and Hyder Bazaar, Muhammad Adil Shah, Padshahpur Bazaar, Ali Adil Shah II, Sharpith, New Bazaar. Others: Ikhlas Khan Bazaar, Yusuf Rumi Khan Bazaar, Shah Abu Turab Bazaar, Abdur Razak Bazaar, Langa Bazaar, Mahmud Shah Bazaar, etc. We food suburban markets called the Peths in the vicinity of Bijapur. They are as follows: Habibpur Peth, Salabatpur Peth, Talwapur Peth, Zorapur Peth, Afzalpur Peth, Takia, Shahpur Ikudanpur Ikudawindpur Peth, Danatpur Peth, Sikandapur Peth, Quadpur Peth, Kwaspur Peth, Amampur Peth, Kumutagi Peth, etc. Foreign accounts. From different parts of world, many envoys, merchants, travelers, etc. visited Bijapur in its heyday of magnanimity and grandeur, and they left behind their valuable accounts of past grandiosities of Bijapur. In 1013, corresponding to 1604 to 1605, the Mughal Emperor Akbar, Commissioner Mirza Asad Beg, one of grandees of his court to Bijapur for diplomatic dealings. He was a person who saw Agra and Delhi in their glorious days. He wrote his account called Halati Asad Beg Wakiati Asad Beg. From his account we shall be able to form some idea of the position which Bijapur occupied among the wonder cities of India in the medieval ages. He cites in his impression of the city the grandeurs of the Adil Shahi court and its customs in the following striking words. Mirza Asad Beg left Bijapur on the 24th of January 1604. His graphic account of Bijapur tells us how this city was prosperous, rich and flourishing. Another traveller, Mangtelslo, who visited the Deccan in 1638, writes, similarly, Jean-Baptiste Tavernier, who visited India between 1631 and 1667, was a jeweler. Probably he had been to Bijapur for selling some of his jewels. He has left for us an account in which he describes Bijapur was a great city. In its large suburbs many goldsmiths and jewelers dwelt. The king's palace, Arkala, a citadel, was vast, but ill-built, and the access to it was very dangerous, as the ditch with which it was girt was full of crocodiles. In the same way, the Dutch traveller, Baldius, the English geographer, Ogilby and others praised the greatness of Bijapur. Gardens and water pavilions. The Adil Shahi sultans were fond of gardens, water pavilions and resorts. Hence they beautified Bijapur by presence of such amusing spots. Rafiuddin Shirazi writes in his Tazkiratul Mulk that during the rule of Ibrahim Adil Shah I, A garden 60 yards long and 60 yards broad was laid within the outer hitar, i.e., arbor, and another 20 yards long and 20 yards broad within the inner one, i.e., arquilla wall. A citadel was constructed in the reign of Ali Adil Shah I. Many trees of fruits, viz. odoriferous orange, date, grapes, pomegranate, figs, apple, quince-like fruit, etc., brought from the countries of hot and cold climates, were set in gardens. From different historical sources we get references of gardens like Kishwar Khan Bagh, Ali Bagh, Dawaz Day, 12, Imam Bagh, Alavi Bagh, Arkila Bagh, Noroz Bagh, Ibrahim Bagh, Murari Bagh, Nagina Bagh, etc. In Bijapur, in southern side in the capital, a renowned Adil Shahi noble, Mubarak Khan, constructed water pavilions and resort. Likewise, at Kumartagi village, about 12 miles in the east of Bijapur, the sultans laid the water pavilions and resort for royal members, education and learning. Before the Muslims could establish the rule in Bijapur, it was a great center of learning in South India. It is evident from the bilingual Marathi Sanskrit inscription, which is inscribed just under the Persian epigraph in the Karamuddin Mosque 16, that the city of Bijapur is given the title of Benares of the South. Since ancient time, Benares in northern India was a celebrated center of learning. The Kaji governor of Bijapur, Malik Karamuddin, probably found at this place the great activities of learning. Hence he entitled Bijapur as the Benares of the South. The Khiljis conquered whole South India, and they were well acquainted with its famous cities like Daulatabad of Yadavas, Warangal of Kakatiyas, Dwarasamudra of Hoysales, and Madurai of Panjas. However, they did not entitle any of these cities as the Benares of the South, except Bijapur, though these cities were the capitals of ruling dynasties. During the rule of Bahmani, Bijapur retained its academic excellence. The renowned learned Sufi of India, Ainuddin Ganjulu Munaidi, who authored 125 works of Quranic commentaries, Qirat, art of Quranic recitation, Hadith, prophetic traditions, scholasticism, principles of law, fiqh, Islamic law, suluk, behavior, syntax, lexicography, ansab, genealogy, history, tib, medicine, hilmat, sanf, grammaire, qasida, etc., lived in from 1371 until his death in 1390. His disciple and other Sufis like Ibrahim Sangani and his sons, Abdullah Ai Ghazani, Zaidan Ghazanavi and Shah Hamza Hosseini, kept their noble literatures traditions alive in Bijapur. Under the aegis of Adil Shahis of Bijapur advanced very much in the field of learning. It was considered as the second Baghdad in scholastic activities in the Islamic world. Owing to its popularity in this sphere, Ibrahim Adil Shah II named it Bijapur. All sultans of Bijapur were men of letters. Ali Adil Shah I was well versed in religion, logic, sciences, syntax, etymology and grammar. He was fond of reading to the extent that he kept with him big boxes of books. While on tour, all sultans patronized the teachers and scholars. It was routine in the capital that the scholars met at different places, and among them learned discussions were held. At the capital the royal library was existed, in which nearly 60 men, calligraphers, gilders of books, bookbinders and illuminators were busy doing their work whole day in the library. Seshwaman Pandit was the royal librarian. Ibrahim I's court poet Bakir Kurdi Kasm worked as transcriber in the royal library. The noted scholars in the capital were Shah Nawaz Khan, Abdul Rashid al-Bastagi, Shah Sibagatullah Hosseini, Shaykh Alamullah Muhaddis, a teacher of sayings and traditions of Muhammad, and theology in Jummah Mosque. Mullan Hassan Faraghi, Mullan Habibullah, Shah Muhammad Mulki and Shah Habibullah Hosseini. Shah Zain Muqbal, a great lover of learning and books, had 800 manuscripts in his library. Out of these, over 300 were written by him. Miran Muhammad Madaris Husseini was also a great teacher. At the Asar Mahal there were 2 madrasas, religious schools, one for teaching hadith, tradition, and another for fiqh and iman, theology and belief. Free education with delicious food, and stipend of 1 hun to each student was provided. The mosques had the maktabs, elementary schools, where Arabic and Persian studies were taught. The state supplied books free of costs. The students who performed excellently in the annual examination received prizes in huns, and later appointed in high and honorable position. Besides these, most of the Sufis maintained their own khankas, convents for disciples, and kutubkhanas, libraries. Even to this day, some of the descendants of Sufis in perpetuity continued this tradition. In consequence of state patronage, a bulk of literature in Arabic, Persian and Deccani Urdu had come up. In addition, the languages like Sanskrit, Marathi and Kannada flourished. Pandit Nahari, a court poet of Ibrahim Adil Shah II, composed the poetic excellence on his master, called Noraz Manzaf. Sri Lakshmi Pathi, a disciple of Pandit Rukmingada, composed a number of Marathi and Hindi devotional songs set in musical ragas. Swami Yadvendra was also a prominent contributor in Marathi literature. In the south of Kingdom, the official transaction was carried out in Kannada. Medical aids and Darish Shafa hospitals. Dr. Zaman Kodai says, in the Kingdom of Bijapur the medical aids and Darish Shafa existed. In the hospitals the different departments dealt and treated different fevers, eye and ear problems, skin and other diseases. We have references that in the kingdom the physicians practiced the Unani, Ayurvedic, Irani and European systems of medicine. Hakim Gilani and Farnalapi Firangi, a European physician and surgeon, worked under Ibrahim Adil Shah II. Farnalapi treated his ailing patron wrongly, which caused Sultan's death. Kawis Khan caught him, and as a punishment his nose and lips were cut off. Nothing daunted, Fanalop returned to his home and cut off the nose and lips of one of his slaves, and so fastened the same to his own that he was soon cured even of scars. He lived long in Bijapur and resumed his practice with great success. Adhipa, an Ayurvedic physician, who was attached to a dispensary at Bijapur, compiled for his son Champa Tibi Bari O Bari, a treatise on medicine. It contains a short vocabulary of some parts of the human body and some drugs with their equivalent in Arabic and Hindi. It further contains hints as to the examination of patients and symptoms and treatment of diseases. He had spent a long time attending upon and getting instruction from Hakim Muhammad Hussain Unani and Hakim Muhammad Masoom Isfahani. The great historian Firishta was an expert Ayurvedic physician. He studied this system under Hakimi Misri and other Hindu physicians. After attaining proficiency, he started his own dispensary and prepared patent drugs and popular medicines. He possessed a great knowledge of Sanskrit, hence studied thoroughly works of Ayurveda like the Samhitas of Wagbhat, Karak and Sushrut, and wrote Asturiya Tibaroicturat Eqasmi. In this book he mentioned the names of famous Ayurvedic physicians like Jagdeva, Sagarpat and Sawa Pandit. He cites in the names of various diseases, herbs and drugs, and also discusses simple and compound medicines and formulae of their preparation. The book is fairly comprehensive as its scope extends to anatomy, physiology and therapy. It seems Firishta was an expert in botany as well. He gave details of minutes regarding characteristics of medicinal herbs, plants and fruits of India. Another physician, Hakim Rukn-e-Mish, skilled in medicine, stayed in the court of Ibrahim Adil Shah II for some time before he joined the Mughals. At the instance of the same sultan, Yunis Beg completed Kitab-e-Tib, a work on medicine. The court poet of Muhammad Adil Shah, Hakim Artishi, possessed a unique skill in medicine and served as the royal physician. He was a personal physician of the Sultan. Without his permission he could not attend other patients. With permission once he cured Khani Khan and Ikhlas Khan. Artishi took this onerous duty only when other physicians altogether failed. By his miraculous treatment patients recovered within 3 weeks. Thus the Adil Shahi sultans and the nobles never overlooked the medical services and always encouraged the physicians, giving them handsome rewards. Because of such encouragement, some of the physicians produced literature on medicine. Abode of music. The Adil Shahi monarchs were great lovers of music. Some of them attained high order. Yusuf Adil Shah played tambur, tambourine, and oud, lute. Ismail Adil Shah had high admiration for Central Asian music. Music received greater encouragement under Ibrahim Adil Shah II. He was the greatest musician of his age. He was poet and singer and maintained an inordinately a large number of musicians and minstrels, 3,000 or 4,000. At his court, the band of musicians was known as Lashkar-e-Nawaz, Army of Nawaz. They were paid by the government regularly. At Nauruzpur he constructed Sangeet Mahal and residential mansions for songsters, minstrels and dancing girls. With great pomp the festival of Nawaz, musical concert, was celebrated during his time. In a number of paintings Ibrahim Adil Shah II was depicted playing musical instruments like tambur, sitar, veena, and guitar. Emperor Jahangir and Mirza Asad Beg, the Mughal envoy, considerably praised Ibrahim Adil Shah II's love for music. Mirza Asad Beg writes in his Waqiyat that he was invited to the royal palace to bid farewell to Ibrahim Adil Shah II. Art and architecture. The Adil Shahi sultans had concentrated their energies almost exclusively on architecture and the allied arts, each sultan endeavoring to excel his predecessor in the number, size, or splendor of his building projects. The architecture of Bijapur is a combination of Persian, Ottoman, Turkish and Deccan styles. It is amazing to note Matin Ibrahim Raza, Dilkush Mahal, Mahata Mahal, Malika-e-Jahan Mosque, Jal Mahal, etc. The Bijapur sculptors have carved beautiful designs in stones, as the carpenters do in wood. The stucco plaster designing in some monuments is superb. Adil Shahi arts and heritage. The contribution of the Adil Shahi kings to the architecture, painting, language, literature and music of Karnataka is unique. Bijapur, Kannada form of the Sanskrit Vidyapura Vidyanagari, became a cosmopolitan city, and it attracted many scholars, artists, musicians, and Sufi saints from Turkey, Persia, Iran, Iraq, Turkey, Turkestan, etc. The unfinished Jami Masjid, started in 1565, has an arcaded prayer hall with fine aisles supported on massive piers, has an impressive dome. The Ibrahim Rauza, which contains the tomb of Ibrahim Adil Shah II, is a fine structure with delicate carvings. Persian artists of Adil Shahi court have left a rare treasure of miniature paintings, some of which are well preserved in Europe's great museums. The Deccani language, an amalgam of Persian, Arabic, Gujarati, Marathi, and Kannada, developed into an independent spoken and literary language. Under the Adil Shahi's many literary works were published in Deccani. Ibrahim Adil Shah II's book of poems and music, Kitab-e-Navras, is in Deccani. The Mushaira, poetic symposium, was born in the Bijapur court and later travelled north. The Deccani language, which was growing under the Bahmani kings, later came to be known as Deccan Urdu to distinguish it from the North Indian Urdu. Adil Shah II played the sitar and oud, and Ismail was a composer. Adil Shahis of Bijapur, Yusuf Adil Shah, 1490–1510, Ismail Adil Shah, 1510–1534, Malu Adil Shah, 1534, Ibrahim Adil Shah I, 1534–1558, Ali Adil Shah I, 1558–1579, Ibrahim Adil Shah II, 1580–1627, Muhammad Adil Shah, 1627–4 November 1656. His mausoleum is the Gol Gumbaz, Bijapur. Ali Adil Shah II, 1656–24 November 1672. Sikandar Adil Shah, 1672–26 September 1686. Asar Mahal. Muhammad Kashim Firashta wrote that in year 1008, Mir Muhammad Swaleh Hamadani came to Bijapur. He had with him heir of the Muhammad Mu'i Mubarak. Sultan Ibrahim Adil Shah heard of this and rejoiced. Met Mir Swaleh Hamdani. The king saw the heir and gave priceless gifts to Mir Sahib. Mir Sahib gave 2 strands of the hair to Sultan Ibrahim Adil Shah. At first, they were kept in Gagan Mahal. But during the reign of Adil Shah, a huge fire burned down Gagan Mahal. Everything there burnt up, except the 2 boxes in which 2 strands of hair were kept. In the midst of the conflagration, a man named Adil Khan braved the flames, entered and carried the boxes out on his head. The Sultan then kept these boxes in Asar Mahal. Mu'i Mubarak Tahvildari. Custody has been given to Hafiz Ahmed Walid Sheikh Muhammad Tahvildar, issued by Adilshahi Diwan to Tahvildar family. Till today original sanad is with Tahvildar family. Annual function celebrated every year on 12th Rabi al-Awwal. Sandal and Nuaz Asar Mahal. This function done by Tahvildar family regularly since from more than 350 years. At present on 12th Rabi al-Awwal the Asar Mahal Sandal Uaz conducted by Tahvildar family under the supervision of Al-Hajj Abdul Rarak Syed Ahmed Tahvildari Asar Mahal, Bijapur. It is said that in the year R1142 Adil Shah used to frequently view these strands of hair. On one occasion he asked all the Sufis of that time to come and see them. So Hashim Hussaini and Shah Mirtuza Quadri Haidari came there and asked to open the boxes. They were opened in front of the noble persons. But as they were opened, a bright ray was everywhere. Nobody could bear the brightness of the ray and they all became unconscious. Everywhere there was a perfume. Then everybody saw the hair. After the period it is said that that boxers neither opened nor had a privilege. See also Chand Bibi. List of Sunni Muslim dynasties. Bijapur Fort. Sources. Further reading. The Adil Shahi Kingdom. 1510 CE to 1686 CE. By Dr. Mrs. Jyotsna Kamat.